I'm going to be singing that song in my sleep tonight.
Yeah, I know. It's catchy too.
President Trump is famous for a lot of things, especially his handshakes.
That's right. Like you just saw, his signature handshake is turned into a pretty unique greeting that gets plenty of play on social media. But first impressions mean everything, and according to career guru and author Denise Dudley, the Trump handshake isn't exactly the grip you want to emulate. Denise joins us now. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for inviting me. I'm glad to be here.
First, before we demonstrate what should be the correct handshake, what's wrong with that?
Well, Trump is doing all kinds of things that are very Trump-like, we have to say. And I think it's coming from a position that's clear. We know that Trump, for one thing, is a performer in certain ways.
Sure.
He's a showman, and we've elected someone like this, for better or for worse, no value judgment at all. But he's going to do things that are going to get him on YouTube and get all this attention.
Yeah.
He could change his handshake if he wanted to, right? He could change it. But in fact, I keep saying, invite me to the White House and I'll help you do this. But he hasn't.
Haven't gotten the call yet.
I'm not
If
there
you're
yet.
watching, she's here right now.
Yeah.
So listen.
Here I'm available. I'm in D.C. right now, and I come from California, so it's a good opportunity. But so he's a showman, and also, when we talk about handshaking, I try to talk to people about handshaking. I've been teaching this for over 30 years, that a handshake should be a gift you give someone.
Okay.
It's a way that I would make you feel warm and welcomed by my presence. That's not really what he's about. I believe that his handshakes are more about Trump. And again, no value judgment meant here.
So we're seeing you actually right here showing how to give a correct handshake. Is that correct?
Yes.
Oh, even with the dog, huh?
That is my dog.
I feel like this is your campaign video for 2020. It looks like it right there.
Yes, I can shake hands.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so let's break it down here. So what we're seeing with the video with President Trump doing the handshake, a little aggressive, some pulling there, because it's a power play, isn't it?
It's a power play.
Okay.
It's a power play. There are ways to shake hands that are graceful and kind, and we can demo them right now if you want.
Absolutely.
Do
it. Should we do it?
We're hopping up out of the chairs right here.
Let's jump on
All right,
up.
you want to start with me, and then you'll maybe go to Jim? Okay, all right.
So what we want to do when we're shaking hands, if at all possible, is to be standing, which is why we are standing right now. So standing doesn't just honor the person, which it does, but it also puts you in perfect alignment to execute a great handshake.
Okay.
That's part of why we do it.
All right.
So now we stand together, we square off our shoulders. So we're squared off together, we're squared off. And now I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to aim it at your right hand and take my right thumb and aim it at your right shoulder. So that it doesn't look like it's way high up, but I want it open.
Right.
So we're going to come in and we're not going to stop until our webs touch. So our webs, you know what a web
right
is.
there. Just
There we go.
modeling is my.
It's very good, Van.
Modeling, excellent.
Very good.
That looks good.
We're doing
Yeah, we could do
Oh,
the other side. Yeah, we could do two things. So now we're in the double handshake.
There you go.
So now, once we've gotten to this part of the handshake, we do what's called the pump.
Okay.
We have these names for everything.
No, it's perfect.
Yeah, it's the pump. And the pump is executed, and here's where the Trump handshake goes wrong.
Okay.
The Trump handshake is executing his pump from his shoulder.
Okay.
I often call it the saw. He's pulling you. You can see how he's pulling you.
Dude, how dare you?
Just knocks you down.
No, you didn't do
Jim,
that.
I've ruined your life. I'm so sorry. Right on camera. I'm so sorry.
It was powerful.
It was powerful. It was very powerful. That's what Trump is doing. But we want the pump to be executed from the elbow only.
Okay.
So that it's an action like this.
Is there like a 1-2? Or?
Glad you asked me. So, so 1 to 3 pumps is the norm.
Okay.
And 3 pumps seems to be the norm in this culture.
Okay.
So about 3 pumps. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And then there are 2 other parts of the handshake that are very, very important, and they don't have anything to do with the hands.
Okay.
They have to do with making direct eye contact with the person you're shaking hands with, because this needs to be a communication. It needs to be a connection.
Yeah.
And then, of course, a smile, or at least a pleasant facial expression.
Something, so
that we've made that connection.
I've noticed a trend. Some people, when I've shaken hands before, they do a little squeeze.
Yes.
And your thoughts on the squeeze?
Well, the squeeze is probably saying a little extra, just nice to meet you.
All right.
I think it's all right. I
Nothing
really
wrong
do.
with that.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
What about the shake and the pat on the other hand?
And the pat on their hands. So this often means, I actually know all this.
I love this.
I know this stuff.
I love this.
I know handshakes. So when we do that, now, if you and I felt a camaraderie and we did that, we would know this is a sister thing, and we would love that. I think we would love it.
Okay.
Now, sometimes, though, if I were to do this and you didn't like me or you're getting a weird vibe and I get a hold of you, I've just trapped you. And I think that's sometimes what Trump is doing that people don't like, because now you could not get away if you wanted to.
Right, especially not on camera. It's a little awkward.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I see sometimes the upper hand. Some people try to get an upper hand when they do a handshake. What's the takeaway on that?
Well said. So that is a power move.
Oh, we have about 5 seconds left here, I just realized. So that's a power
okay,
move.
so now we have to go. That's a power move. You want to be vertical when you come in and shake hands.
All right, good.
Lessons learned. Great
Absolutely.
lessons learned.
All right.
Thank you so much for coming in and teaching us.
Great seeing you.
It's a pleasure.
Absolutely.
What fun.